Today I'm going to be doing a wire spotlight on Florges. So what a wire is if you haven't watched some other videos, the wire is pretty much a list of Pokemon, like here, this bottom Pokemon here, that we can swap out for one of our current Pokemon on our team at the transfer window. This takes place this weekend and Saturday. So each one of these Pokemon down here are available to be picked up this weekend coming up. And I'm going to be doing a spotlight on Florges. Alright, so Florges is the garden Pokemon. And looking at his base stats, it's a pretty decent special attacker at 112, and it has a very monstrous special defense at 154. So you definitely can use this as a special tank. It gets a pretty decent move pool, so it gets notably Pollen Puff, it gets Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Energy Ball, Giga Drain, and just apply coverage moves to it, just to wear down your opponent and keep the pressure on. Definitely with things like Dazzling Gleam. You can also use your Pollen Puffs to heal your partners with the Assault Vest, which is a great thing to be able to do. It also gets great support moves like Wish Protect to keep it stay alive. It also gets Synthesis. It gets both Mystic Terrain and it gets Grassy Terrain. If you're looking at this list of the different teams, some people have Psychic Terrain and some people have Electric Terrain. It's only two terrains really, NDD and Pinkerton. So only two people have them. So you really don't have to worry about that until you face those particular opponents. But you may want to set terrains for your own benefit. You might want to activate a Seed, get on a Burden Boost, or you might want to take advantage of Grass Pelt on Go-Go or something like that. So you can set the terrain yourself. It gets Heal Bell, which can heal your opponent's status condition. Is great if you're playing against someone who likes to poison the star, set up toxic spikes and things like that. Now, my favorite set with Florges happens to be a Calm Mind set. So it's pretty basic. You just throw Calm Mind on it, put some coverage move on Protect or Synthesis, applying pressure to your opponent. One Calm Mind is really going to make Florges a very terrifying threat, and it usually activates Tunnel Vision, to which your opponent is trying to get Florges off the board because it's a problem. And if they have special attackers, then they really have a problem, because if you have Synthesis, you can just synthesize up, inducing more Tunnel Vision that they have to get Florges off the board. Florges' abilities are Flower Veil and Symbiosis. So Flower Veil is great, so you can use that if you have Grass Pokemon to prevent status conditions or status drops. It's also great in this generation because of Terror. So for example, if you have a Pokemon that's, you don't want to get burned, and it's a physical attacker, you can Terra Grass with Florges beside it. Our Grass type, Flower Veil now protects you from status drops such as Intimidate, or being burned, or paralyzed, so you're free to unleash on that Pokemon. And also you can keep in mind that it does have Flower Shield, but since you now have a Grass partner, you can now boost the defenses of said partner because it's a Grass type. And so it's a very good Pokemon and utility to have in a seasonal meta like ours, where not everyone has the same thing. You don't have, nothing is redundant like it is on a ladder or things like that on Showdown. Everyone has their own teams, and everybody have their own unique strategies they have to run based on their personnel. So having a utility like Florges would be really good to have, because you can do things like that. You can also do techniques with somebody else's. What somebody else's does is it takes the item that Florges has, passes it to a partner after the partner's item is activated. So you can do cool strats like Fake Out, set the terrain, activate your Seed. Whatever item Florges has, he can pass it to his partner to make the partner much more threatening, much more useful, because you really don't need an item on Florges because it's already bumped in the zone, has good support moves, and the whole object behind that strategy is just your partner up as best you can with the least amount of turns. So if you haven't looked at Florges yet, go on Showdown and pull it up, take a look at his move pool and things like that and see what it can do. Throw it through some tests. You might like it. It's definitely a great Pokemon to have and a great utility to have in a season like ours. It can really make a difference, especially late game. If you're placing against someone with considerable special attackers, it'll definitely give you the upper hand. But anyway, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, please hit that for me. It helps out with the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon.